we're going to move into the Dishrag, which is bringing your arms out to the side as if you were making kind of like a cross out of yourself. So your arms are going to go right 90 degrees out from your side. And I'm going to show you an original version of this. All the cat stretch and Hana movements really show the influence of his mentorship by Moshe Feldenkrais. And so this is an actual Feldenkrais version of this that I'm going to show you first, which is if you let your elbows bend, so now your fingers are pointing toward the ceiling, but your upper arms are lying supported on the floor. So just all you're doing is taking that kind of cross lying out with your arms straight out right away from your side at 90 degrees, and then just bending at the elbow. Then turn your palms so that they're facing towards your feet. And take your right hand and let the back of your hand fall back down by your head toward the floor. So you're going to be rotating that upper arm as the hand comes back, and your head turns toward that side, towards the right side. So it's just a coordination of movement, and you may notice that you already get a little bit of a counterbalancing movement of your knees falling across toward the left and a bit of weight in your left hip. And so that's the first part of this movement. And then as you let the hand come back up to center, your head comes towards center, and then as you take your hand past center, now your palm is going to come back down toward the floor. So it's going to be coming towards your hip, as if the palm is going to eventually touch the floor. Your head turns across to the left, and you'll see that there's a bit of a releasing of pressure on that shoulder blade. And so that's the movement as it's coordinated between the head turning and the back of the hand either going to the floor or the palm going to the floor, and the rotation it makes in the shoulder blade. So now let's coordinate them together. So we'll start now with the left hand, and the back of the left hand is going to start coming down toward the floor somewhere by your head, and the right hand is going to go palm toward the floor as it comes down more towards your hip. So they're going in opposite directions. Your head is turning to the left towards that side where the back of your hand is coming toward the floor, or you might think of it as the palm facing straight toward the ceiling. And you'll notice that your knees want to fall across to the right a bit. And then just let that come back up to center. This really helps to start coordinating into arm movement from the shoulders. And then reverse the thing. Come across with your head as the back of your right hand comes down toward the floor. Your left palm comes down toward the floor. Find the end range as your knees fall across toward the left. And then just notice coming back towards center. This is a lovely way of getting the arms moving. You'll notice that as your palm comes down toward the floor on that side, it's often likely that your arm is going to start sneaking down towards your side. So you want to just keep on checking to make sure that your arm stays out at 90 degrees from the torso, your upper arm. So that's the Feldenkrais version of this. Now let your arms drop all the way down to the floor. So you're back in that original cross version of your arms coming straight out 90 degrees from your body. So the Hana version of this is a real nice subtlety of this, which is instead of your arms kind of doing that rotation with the fingers toward the ceiling, just take the right hand and turn palm down toward the floor as your head turns toward the left. So now you get like this twist going through the whole body, you get this twist going through the whole arm on the right side as your head comes toward the left. And then as your head comes back towards center, you come back towards the neutral position, which is your palm facing toward the ceiling. And then as your head comes across to the right, you keep on twisting that arm so that essentially your thumb is going to be starting to come toward the floor, and just let it twist as far as it can as your head comes across toward the right. and then come back to center. Just gently explore that movement. It's really rotating in the shoulder joint itself. And so sometimes if there's a lot of fixation in a joint, you may find that it brings up some tenderness, so go less. Always go less and just feel into the edge and then release out of it. Now let's put the two sides together. So let's take this right hand and let it turn once more, palm toward the floor. Your head goes toward the left, and therefore your left arm is going to go in the opposite direction of rotating so that the thumb is more toward the floor. And so you get this Dishrag idea of the arms going in opposite directions as they rotate, and as your knee falls across toward the right and your head toward the left, you get this twisting going through the spine as well. And the meeting of these two in between the shoulder blades, the twisting of the spine and the twisting between the two arms, really starts helping to bring intelligence into that whole area where things can get very stuck in between the shoulder blades, and helps connect up and down the spine and through the arms. So you can try going across to the opposite side, your head turning toward the right. Your right arm turning more and more so that the thumb is touching the floor on the right side. And you'll find that as the left arm turns more and more, it doesn't just go palm down, but it actually starts turning so that it might start getting the thumb touching the floor as well, as they kind of twist in opposite directions. And then just letting your knees fall across to the left. You can get so focused on one part of your body that you can stop the other parts from participating. And so what you're looking for with this, as with the steeple, is just noticing for smoothness as you slowly circuit back and forth. So this is the movement that probably has the most smoothness in it, is this and the steeple. And so it really gives you a chance to notice where there's jerkiness in the coordination of the movement, where there's a gap in your sensory motor activity, and to just slowly move back and forth and notice how the smoothness slowly comes in as you pay attention to the sensations. And then just come to the center place again and let yourself just take in what you're experiencing. How's your back and your arms, your neck, pelvis, and your legs?